So we'll start with this oak. I've just cut off one branch that was there, and I think I'm gonna just give this one a light prune because I still want it to grow. The oaks are quite slow growing, so there's a thick branch here I'm going to take off. Just leave a little stub, and then I'm going to cut the top back a bit, take off that dead bit, just prune a few of these back a bit more. And then the rest of the tree I'm just going to leave. That one back. It's dead one. I'll grab the next one. I'm going to leave these at the bottom for now. Or at least one of them. Take off one of them. Leave that one, leave that one, leave that one. And the rest can stay for now. So there's another quite interesting oak. These are the ones that we collected a year or two ago, I think. So this one's quite interesting. Scales round, we've got a twin trunk, so we don't need another one coming off from down there. And I'm going to prune these ones back. Just take out the middle of there. I'll leave this other little branch here, but I'll just cut it back a bit. And I'll cut this top one down to a bud which is facing that way, and then take this one back a little, and then just remove the tips of these ones. So that's all I'll do to that one. It's quite a nice little tree already. It's really interesting twisty trunk down there, and it kind of goes up and then splits. So I'll pop that back on the bench and grab the next one. Right, so probably not really much to do with this one. It looks like I've already cut off some of the long shoots. So I'll probably just prune the top down a little. Just get rid of all this vigorous growth at the top. I'll take out the middle over there. And we'll take this back one back. And just tip this one. And tip these. Don't need that much there. A couple of dead bits. An upward bit. That's about all we'll do for that one. Quite a nice tree again. Really interesting. At some point we could take it up that way. Use one of these as a lever. But for now, what we'll do actually is just cut this one back a little bit more. Take it around there. It's getting a bit long and straight for my liking. And the rest is fine. So this one here is one of last year's seedlings, and I put the wire on it, took the wire off, and this is just what's happened to the tree. You can see from there to there is new this year, so about 10 inches or so. So the first year it grew to there and then to there. So obviously we want it to keep growing and thickening, but we also don't want it to just go straight so much. So I'm going to cut back probably at least halfway down, I reckon. Do that there. Get rid of that top, and then I'll just take the tips off of these lower branches, and obviously we've got two there, so we'll get rid of one. That's all I'll do for that one. Oh, we've got a little pine tree growing in there as well. And this is another one of them seedlings. You can see it's grew the first year, it grew around that way, and then last year it shot up a new one from there. So we don't want a competing trunk, but we could leave it as a twin trunk. So all I do is cut this one back. We'll leave some of it for now, and then the same with this one. Leave it back to that there. We'll leave a bit more. We'll just see what happens, and then I'll tip that branch just to stop it becoming a leader or competing. So there's them two seedlings done. Pop them back out and see if I can find something else that needs pruning. So I've got this Pre-Bonsai hornbeam. This was bought from the garden centre about a year ago, and all I've done is put a couple of bits of wire on and taken them off again on these two branches. So today I'm just going to prune it back. We'll just go back to buds that we can see and just prune off any long growth, really. Just compact the tree a bit more. I'm not really doing any branch selection, I'm just pruning them just to keep them under control and small and compact. And we've got a bit of a mess going on at the top, so I'll just cut the top down a little bit, leaving a little stump, and then these long ones at the top we'll just cut back as well. And we'll just see what happens to the tree next year. That's fine. Cut this one back a little bit more. So we'll just leave the tree at that for now and see what happens. And we'll go for one more. I've got loads of these Japanese maples that are grown from seed, and we've wired them and unwired them into random shapes. This one like an S. So literally what I'm going to do is cut back the whippy growth, all this long stuff. You can kind of see the longer it gets, the more gap in between the buds, so I'll just cut right back to where the buds are closer together. There's a dead bit at the top there. I'll take that off. We'll leave that, we'll cut this one back. One whiffy bit, and that one, there's no buds all the way down the bottom on that one, so we'll just cut it to the last set of buds. Same with that one, and we'll leave that. So that's literally all I'll do with it, and then I'll pop it back out the bench and let it grow for another year. And I've got about 5 or 6 of these, which I'll just do the same thing. I won't bother boring you with showing you every single one, they're basically the same. Right, so I thought I'd just show you this one quickly. Believe it or not, this is the same age, if not younger than them Japanese maples. So this is a field maple, the only native maple in the UK. So they grow like absolute mad, like crazy. So I'm not really sure what to do with it. So first thing I'm going to do is take off the top. You can see it's got a really thick bit coming off the top and a little knobble. So we'll take it off to there. Only 2 rings in there. And then the rest of these branches, I'm just going to cut them back. Just add a bit of shape to the tree. cut them back, leave some good buds, but be quite severe. And the further I get to the top, the more I'm cutting into it. So it's going to be like a conical shape, more or less. Some of the smaller branches I'm just going to nip the tips off. You can see like there's a main bud on the end of each branch. I've already cut these ones off by the looks of it. So we've got to decide which one of these we're going to use as a leader and which one we're going to get rid of. But we don't have to worry about that at the moment, because it's in training still. What I will do is just take off this really thick one here. It's too close to the top to be so thick. And we've got two there, so we'll get rid of this thick one as well. And we can tidy up the cuts later on. See there's little buds starting to develop at the base of these branches, so you can rub them off, or you can just wait for them to grow and cut them off. So that's all I'm going to do for that one. I can go back out on the bench. So I think that's going to be it for today, guys. We are getting there with the pruning. I'm trying to record as many of them as I can. I did prune my chestnut the other day and I didn't record it. But all I've done is take the tip buds off and a little bit of branch selection, so I've cut one off there, just where they don't alternate, if I like handlebar branches. And a few of the other ones, like this pine, just cut the top off and just wired one of the branches to be a new top. So there's a fair few more which I'm going to do on camera, so keep an eye out for the next video. I'll probably do these hawthorns, so yeah, 3 in there, and the birch clump. Japanese larches need doing soon. They're quite nice, so I'm reluctant to prune them, same as these spruce. But if I don't prune them, they'll just be standard trees in a pot. The magnolia has recovered nicely this year, so I don't want to prune it too much. I just want to let it grow. We might even get a couple of flowers next year. Various other ones, that juniper's not looking too good. I just topped up the soil the other day, didn't disturb anything. I think it was low on nutrients, it's quite pot bound in there. But we do have loads of new buds and growth inside, so it's certainly not dead. I know they do go a bit browny in the winter sometimes, but it has dropped a few little branches as well, so I'll just take care of it and see how it goes. Wisteria seedlings in there, along with a cherry blossom cutting, Fuji cherry. That grew really well this year. It was just a little stick, so we'll leave them in there as a trio at the moment. That's the spruce. De-wired it the other day, didn't do the video on it, but that's that little spruce I collected and potted up. Talking of the spruce, let's show you the spruce forest that we did. That needs pruning as well. Look how much them trees grew this year. And even that little rhododendron survived. So they seem quite happy in that little basket with the sphagnum moss underneath, if you remember. So all these things I'll update you on. I'll do separate videos. Try to. If not, I'll do progress updates in between. Alright, so thank you very much for watching, everyone. Hope you're all good. I'll see you on the next one.